The Tamil Nadu Global Investors Meet 2015, a first of its kind investors initiative by the state government, was spread across many panel discussions, all of which aim to provide a common platform for investors, government and academia to help establish Tamil Nadu as a superior investment destination.
I think the interaction between the government of Tamil Nadu, as articulated by the vision of the Chief Minister at yesterday's plenary, all the way through to the various sessions that have been offered, have been very affirmative to companies who are already here investing, but also I think providing a wonderful platform to define a business-friendly ecosystem, and I think that's going to be very, very positive in terms of future investment as well.
One such seminar was the ease of doing business in India and Tamil Nadu, with a great lineup of speakers from the top brass of major companies such as Yamaha, Alstom, TVS and Cognizant. The seminar acted as a perfect kickoff for the two-day meet by showcasing a plethora of opportunities in Tamil Nadu.
The ease of doing business concept. It's about simplifying the processes, simplifying the forms, simplifying the whole gamut of applying for business, applying for registration, filing returns, making payments, everything. So we have termed it as new processes. The second pillar is the new infrastructure in the form of the industrial corridors and the economic corridors which run through the whole of the country on the sidelines. The industrial clusters, this financial year we have approved 25 industrial clusters in the country where we will have the state-of-the-art infrastructure facilities. And as you are well aware of the smart cities which have started rolling. These smart cities can't be fructified without the help of the state governments, and I would request the government of Tamil Nadu and the businesses here to cooperate with us and see that these smart cities see the light of the day very soon. I hope Tamil Nadu will fare well, and I hope all the best to the state government and the business who have come here. Thank you.
The real test of any ease of doing business is what happens for the next 10 to 20 years or 30 years when you build that business in the state. Any place you do business in, I think it's very, very driven by the culture of the society there. And in Tamil Nadu, the famous Tamil saying, Yadum Ure, Yavarum Kelir, in many ways represents the culture. It's a very egalitarian place, very diverse, very, very inclusive in many things that it does. I remain optimistic on an objective basis that the numbers indicate investments of private equity and venture capital who tend to be the most skeptical investors finding good businesses here. And there's so much of talent available. It's an inclusive place, and any modern contemporary growth nation cannot be anything but inclusive. Thank you.
Alstom is not new to India and certainly not new to Tamil Nadu. We started our business in India in 1911. Yes, that was more than a century ago. Our first industrial activity in Tamil Nadu was started in 1958 when we built a factory in Pallavaram, which is close to the airport at Chennai. So that's, in a lighter mood, I can say that we have been married to Tamil Nadu for over 57 years, and it has been a happy marriage, I must say. What can be done better? I mean, it's not to say that good, better is the enemy of good. In fact, better should be a friend for good. And in that context, I would say that make policies and tax laws stable and predictable. Please don't install, and this is particularly for state governments, I would say, that don't install mission-critical software and automation technologies in the electrical grid from unreliable suppliers who might sell products from offshore at dumping prices. We have seen that happening quite frequently. Finally, make in India and make in Tamil Nadu should be part of the procurement policy of the Tamil Nadu government. So one suggestion that I can make is that kindly, when the government makes a buying policy, demand a local manufacturing for the products. It has two benefits, that you get an excellent after-sale service, and at the same time, you also develop your own industry, employment, and the economy. So at the way, I would say that I wish all the very best to the Tamil Nadu government for taking this extra special initiative. And we, as we have demonstrated over the 104 years, we will continue to invest for another century for sure. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would say ease of entry into a particular location is just one aspect. For businesses like us, when we thought about starting it, we took the long-term view. Here is an industry which is one of the high-growth, high-tech industry, a lot of innovation, depends on a lot of research. We need human talent or intellectual capital, which is the driving force, which is the energy for this industry. So instead of looking at how easy is it to get into a particular location because of the benefits or because of less hassles created by the government than any other location, we said in the long term, what is the place that is going to give us the competitive advantage and sustain and grow this business over the long term? And when we did that analysis about 20, 21 years back, this state stood out mainly because of the education infrastructure that was already in existence. From then to now, what gives us the confidence that, yes, in the last 20 years we have grown, this business can sustain, this can grow, we can continue to innovate. Today, more than 50% of the people who join the IT industry in the entire country come from the state of Tamil Nadu. That's a phenomenal growth for a state which has invested in the education infrastructure, which has invested in institutions like the ICT Academy, IIT, Chennai Mathematical Institute, and so on, and industries and companies like us, which have invested and partnered with the government in order to create this type of talent. So I would leave that thought. Don't look at just the point of entry and the ease of entering the state. Look at the long-term prospect that the state offers in terms of the basic quality of human capital, which is the most important thing, whether it's a service industry or a manufacturing industry. Thank you very much.
In the next segment, we will take a look at another important session on the tax and regulatory environment in India and Tamil Nadu. Keep watching ET Now. Another critical seminar from an investor's perspective was the one on tax and regulatory environment in India and Tamil Nadu. The session featured a stellar lineup of speakers who elucidated on frameworks relating to the regulatory environment as well as holding forth on direct and indirect tax policies.
Most governments today realize that if they don't fall in line and then reform their systems, then investment and people will run away. I think that's as simple as that. So which means that there needs to be a real push towards reforms in all various sectors, and today we are looking at perhaps the tax and non-tax regulatory framework. So the Make in India and Make in Tamil Nadu are the current slogans, which means that all this require certain very fundamental necessary conditions to make this happen. So we look at the taxation system, which constitutes a key element of the business climate, and hence tax reforms are a very important given in the process of reform and the process of growth that we have set for ourselves.
Direct taxes in India, they are primarily corporate income taxation and personal income taxation. We have abolished taxes on wealth recently. And in India, we do not have a tax on inheritance. So these two are the major taxes. Of course, taxation is a major consideration for making investment decisions of late. In India, we have had quite a stable tax policy regime so far. The base tax rate for corporates is 30%. Though the base rate is 30%, the effective tax rate for corporates here is working out to 23%, which is well below the average for OECD countries. And also our finance minister has indicated this base rate of 30% will be going down. In another 4 years' time, it will reach 25%. And as far as personal income taxes are concerned, it starts from 10% and the maximum marginal rate is 30%. So we, on tax rate aspect, we compare very well with matured economies in the globe. For undertakings which make investment in infrastructure development, we grant 100% tax exemption for 10 years. The main infrastructural areas which qualify for this concession are power sector, road sector, industrial parks and SEZs, ports, airports, water supply projects, etc. Also, we are giving big incentive for investments being made in research and development. The weighted deduction you can claim can go up to 200%. So these are significant incentives provided to investors through tax code. So coupled with a moderate tax rate, this presents a very friendly tax environment, and we welcome all the investors to come and join. Thank you for the opportunity.
Indirect taxes in India have always been playing a key role in raising revenues for the government. Currently, we are in excess of nearly $100 billion, and a target is in the region of 6,85,000 crores. So that's a lot of money we're talking of. We are conscious of the fact that taxes are never very easy to pay for anybody. So we have, again, put in place any number of steps to make the whole process of doing business easier. Obviously, like all of you are aware, every one of these taxes is based on a self-assessment. You do your assessment yourself. All customs transactions are done on the EDI, more than 98%, except for a couple of land custom stations on the India-Nepal border for various obvious reasons are outside the EDI. There is a risk-based assessment, which means barely 25 to 30% of these documents which you file are picked up for a deeper scrutiny. We are very conscious also of the fact that items imported should reach your hand as early as possible. So there's a constant time release study, dwell time studies, which we keep doing. And again, you'll be aware of the fact that out of a total corpus of whatever time is taken, the time taken at the customs is lesser than 17%. So what this really means is that typically in a customs environment, after the vessel comes inside, the process starts only if you file a bill of entry. So the customs role in this entire process is only assessment and giving you an out of charge. The rest of the processes are in your hands. And these are elements really which we need to tackle and find out as to why, what is happening. Is there something in the manner in which we are doing business and something in the manner in which we are planning on doing a business that we have so much of delays? There are also IPR laws in place. You need to register yourself as a right owner. While a lot of people have registered themselves as a right owner because the customs do not know otherwise that you are the right owner, and you would be responsible if somebody were to challenge your contention that you are the right owner. So you need to register yourself, and again, this works online, and we are able to assist you in ensuring that your rights are protected. All we want you is to be partners in the road to progress.
In the final segment, we will take a look at Tamil Nadu's Vision 2023 that aims to enable mega infrastructure projects across the state. Keep watching ET Now. The seminar on Tamil Nadu Vision 2023, enabling mega infrastructure projects, discussed institutional frameworks for infrastructure development in the state. This critical panel discussion also addressed the challenges, strategies and policy measures needed to realize this vision.
The vision actually consists of two parts: broad strategic vision in the first part of it. The second part of it is a shelf of projects, 217 projects to be precise, in various sectors which require implementation with project profiles. So there's a lot of preparatory action which has already gone in there, so we can get going. And the third part, which is mainly meant for internal use, is an internal roadmap of how we make this happen. What are the steps that different departments need to do? What is the specific responsibility which is assigned to different areas? The goal is ultimately, all this infrastructure is not for the sake of infrastructure, it's for the sake of the people. So where do we take the people of this state is the goal that we are trying to reach. Which is why the goal is about increasing incomes, about increasing access to the highest quality infrastructure to the people in the state, and increasing the level of social and human development in the state. The gross investment proposed is 15 lakh crores, which roughly translates into about $250 billion over a 10-year period. And the major sectors we are looking at, the most critical one, of course, is energy. And here the emphasis, there's almost $65 billion going into energy. And today you'll find, even through the Global Investors Meet, energy is one of the main focus sectors. The main reason for this is that you need a pipeline of projects to ensure that where you stand today in terms of being power adequate and almost power surplus continues into the future, so that you don't have a repetition of what happened about 3 or 4 years ago when we did have power shortages. The other major area we are looking at is transportation, both urban and for the rest of the state, because this again is a critical element of infrastructure. Then industrial and commercial infrastructure, that's another big chunk in terms of how do you develop industrial areas so that we have a situation where industries can come in. And here Tamil Nadu has a secret strength, which is land availability for putting in industries is significantly more than in many other states. The Infrastructure Development Board itself is a high-level body. It's headed by the Chief Minister, and so it gives it the kind of clout that we need. Thank you very much.
So the issue here is that, current financing of total, infrastructure lending into the infrastructure lending is about, let us say, $60 to $70 billion. And the scale which we are looking at is about 5-6 times that in the next 10 years. I understand Tamil Nadu itself has a plan of about 10 lakh crores, which is equal to the entire infrastructure financing so far done by the banks in the last 70 years. So you can really understand the scale, what we need. This money obviously has to come from other sources other than the banks. Most of it may have to come from overseas sources also. Therefore, not only we need to build up institutions outside the banks to look at this, but we also have to see how to get this money from outside, and also how the current people who are build the infrastructure can recycle this capital. To attract such money outside, there are certain issues which, as a best practice, which the lenders also need to ensure happen in our country. One is, of course, the primary reason why many of the projects have gone into problem is an over-leveraging. Now, it is very important that the lenders bring out the practice that the efficient equity is there upfront before we step into financing. Otherwise, what happens is the promoters have no stake and there is very little attention paid to the project when the project goes off track. The second issue is, the estimates which we use experts, so-called experts, to prepare. We have found that when things have slightly gone off track, as long as the economy performs very well, things look very good, but that is not the job of the experts to say that the economy will be on track all the time. So we find that 9 out of 10 project estimates are way off the mark. Therefore, I think we need to have a system of holding this, people who are making these reputed consultants accountable to the projections they make. So I think I had suggested that we should also have going to move a rating system of the consultants, which is unheard of, but I think we need to do that depending on the kind of projections they have made for the past projects and what has been the actual performance. The next issue which Indian lenders and Indian financiers as well as the promoters have not taken into account is the risk on the counterparty. This is especially true of DISCOMs. We are finding that the DISCOMs or the state governments are not honoring their commitments. They are, especially when there is a change in the government, they have very obliquely getting out of the contracts or not refusing and cancelling the PPAs, cancelling the contracts. So the sanctity of the contract, that is still not very clear. Suggestions of PPP model, which actually I'm a member of the Dr. Kelkar's PPP committee. We are looking at various issues which many of them actually we are recommending, many of them we hope to implement this. Thank you very much.
Today, I will discuss the importance of developing economic corridors and elaborate on how to go about it in Tamil Nadu. Secretary Krishnan presented the Vision Tamil Nadu 2023 document. I'm happy to let you know that ADB provided support for its preparation. 3 of the major outcomes identified in the document are substantially raising the per capita incomes in Tamil Nadu, attaining a higher standard of social development with the Human Development Index matching those of developed countries by 2023, and providing high-quality infrastructure for the benefit of citizens. To achieve these outcomes, various themes have been underscored. Provision of best possible infrastructure services will catapult Tamil Nadu to becoming one of the top 3 investment destinations in Asia. The report also envisages Tamil Nadu becoming the innovation hub of the country through establishment of centers of excellence, skills development for youth, and encouraging research. How do we achieve these objectives? We know that Tamil Nadu is one of the most industrialized states in India. An important growth strategy is the development of industrial corridors. The vision document identifies 5 important corridor sections: Chennai-Hosur, Chennai-Trichy, Coimbatore-Madurai, Coimbatore-Salem, and Madurai-Tuticorin. In conclusion, I'm sure that opportunities unleashed through development of industrial corridors will help the state realize its vision of becoming one of India's most economically prosperous states and a top investment destination of Asia by 2023. Thank you.
L&T has been the pioneer of PPP projects in India, and the first PPP project in India, one of the first at least, was done as the Coimbatore bypass. Our learnings in these large projects that we have executed on a PPP mode, we do construction in a lot of other sites, but this is predominantly on a PPP mode, are A, the concession agreements need a constant review, and that's extremely important. It's come out in Coimbatore bypass, and it's now emerging in a couple of other projects as well. And as Tamil Nadu seeks out new areas for PPP, which if one goes through the vision documents, this demand is even more in terms of reviewing the concession agreement documents and in coming up with necessary changes. Land acquisition, while it's extremely interesting to note that they have 43,000 acres of land for industrial development, very often transportation projects require a linear mode of land acquisition where you come up with various permutation combinations of ownerships as well as active interest groups. So the whole process of land acquisition for linear projects need to be really studied well in the current context of what's going on in land acquisition. Utility shifting and utility provision, I think, is the next key thing. We've seen a progressive elongation of time. What used to get done in about 2-3 months earlier now takes at least about 6 to 8 months. So there is a lot of improvement needed in that area itself. Project management, and particularly materials availability, which is basically sand and aggregates in a clean and transparent manner, is another area which needs focus. I'm just identifying all the learnings so that it provides a fillip for accelerated development of infrastructure. Just to give you an idea, the market cap of all listed infrastructure developers in this country, all India basis, is about $9 to $10 billion. And then we need $35 billion over 10 years in Tamil Nadu for equity. And that's where the challenge lies, which means that foreign direct investment in infrastructure is an absolute must. And to attract FDI in infrastructure, apart from all the other points that I have mentioned earlier, you need to substantially ensure ethics in building and commissioning assets. And that I wish to emphasize that is the only way in which foreign capital can come into this country, and of course, to protect revenue integrity and efficient project development. Thank you.